And I say good day. Catch my breath. Who knows? And I say good day. Will it record? Will it not? Who knows? Prayers going up to those of you who live in one of the worst states in the entire union, just one of them. You have all of our sympathies and a little bit of thought and prayer, because that sucks. That really sucks. Damn, that sucks, doesn't it? Doesn't that suck? I feel like I've come a long way in the bitter pool, the bitter games, because for a while, I'd just be like, yeah, how come no one gave a shit when they were getting rid of religious freedoms and personal beliefs? Like the fact that the state told you years and years and years ago that we don't care, forget religious belief, we don't care that something in your gut telling you don't want to do this, you do it. Like that's how much we don't care about your gut instincts, how you feel about a forced medical procedure. Like the state told people years and years and years ago that they don't care. And so when the religious exempt thing happened and my husband and I looked at each other and said, that's it, we gotta make these moves, get out of town, because oh my gosh, apparently you can only have measles in Disney school, like we got, what did it take? What did it take now that they're using? These kids have already been through we've already finished their system. Already sacrificed their lives for the herd. We now don't care, Mom, Dad. We need you. Every other baby you siblings too, and because you're then they're still gonna need to get these ones. So he's sick. Pool we're in right now. Gracie girl. Okay, so here's what's happened. Oh man, and all side note, you guys, across turning everything on, just keep the ends coming after you. You can't keep to yourself in that you need to games they're playing because going after what you need to do because you're like laws, okay? They are creeping in on that kind of stuff in the fine, like the fine print on an insert. So everybody is losing their minds right now with these bills in California. AB2 is even worse, okay? And that one's, a lot of us are saying, that's for everyone. That's not just these kids, but B262. And then they're creeping in other bills that are going, look, they're not homeschoolers right now. There was already another one that was proposed now gonna get the homeschooling charters. So if you're in California, homeschooling charters to where you're not gonna get any funding anymore. What was the incentive? A lot of people are like, oh, I didn't even know that I could get that. Well, it sucks because they're gonna take it away from you anyway. So granting each kid that was homeschooling in California like dollars for the, which is more than enough to pay for their supply passes, all the zoo you want to take your kid to. I don't even want to talk about the people right now. If you're like anti, I'm not even trying. I can't love animals. Scoochie. I'm also not ready to charter a freaking boat. Okay? Look, here's the deal. I love it, but I got gonna hate me right now that they are closing in. We're all going to fucking SeaWorld. I am not harder for dollars so much in their natural freaking house. So what I'm gonna do is also hire a videographer and a photographer for this memory. I have proof. We saw them before class was this thick, and they were taking the freaking ocean. Not be spending tens of thousands of dollars African safari Simba in freaking. That's not happening. They're gonna see Simba and Nala, the comfy space, and judge me all you want. That's my thing. I'm not gonna go protesting zoos, but yeah, it's not it. I'm just gonna be like, okay, Discovery Channel. I will go and we'll make it a lesson. Look, the zoo's already there. Already been built. The animals are already there. They're already being held. Take an educational trip out of this right now. Okay? An educational trip out of it. Just love the people that are like, their daddies. Do you the cat over there? If maybe prefer and daddy? Am I losing everybody? Is everyone just? I don't care. So where was I? I was talking about like offending another whole other direction right now. But sometimes I'll get these pets too, and they'll like get on me. Yeah, I've got a bird and he's in a cage, and it really sucks to be him. It really sucks to be him, right? Loved on by my parent, getting treated like sung to. I'm sure he would have rather been somewhere in Brazil, probably. I ass would not survive at this point in survive. And if he did survive, place in our house. I'm definitely getting off topic. I'm just saying. But it's mom. Okay. And you forgot you're the mom. Sorry. Okay. So, on the here's what's happening on often is because I was talking about bylaws, and we're now to the zoo. Leave you alone. It's just a place like California. It is liberal agenda so hard and so fast right now that is history. In particular, everything conservative idea is super conservative, even if you're just kind of like up to you for these people, okay? Their agendas are who is at this point. There are these liberal guidelines that you would need in order to stay there and not go. You can't deny them for a conservative lifestyle. California is going to rip at values that they will proclaim loudly. We don't want you there. Continue to fund this crap education that might to get like a school, all right? They don't want you. They want a month, okay? They want 10 cities, they want sanctuary cities, they want Medicare for all, and if you like socialism, then you should stay in California. But if you're not a wealthy elite, you can't afford that kind of life that's going to make living there worth it. You know who could be a successful conservative with a lot of money that can have their guns still and live in California and nobody gives them shit? Clint Eastwood, for a lot of reasons. Number one, he's going to kick the bucket soon, okay? Like, who's going to really, like, get on a guy who's, like, close to death, okay? You're not going to... But also, he's super wealthy. I think he's even at one point, he was the mayor of, like, Carmel. Like, he can afford to be the way he wants to be and not get crap from people. He also has the old person's card, which I want very soon. You've seen me go off on these rants. I just cannot wait till I can be the old version of myself that can really just say things that people are going to just excuse because, well, she's old. He has that card too. Okay? No one's going to mess with him. He's got the persona. He's got the money. You don't have these check marks. You don't have these check marks, okay? Do you? Do you, punk? It's not a welcoming state. Do you like sharing your worldviews with people? Oh, you like sharing your worldviews with people? Okay. Good luck. You can't do that in California. You can't do that in California. You have to stay quiet in your workplace. I got friends whose husbands are more along the conservative side. They complain all day long. They work in California and like they're not allowed to get into debates at work, or obviously certain workplaces you shouldn't be debating anyways, but it's so blatantly obvious that if you lean one way and you have an opinion one way, you can blurt it out regardless how stupid it does sound to everybody else. You can blurt it out because you're along the agenda. You're playing by the rules of living in California. Whereas if you're like me going, yeah, I'm all for like women's choice and everything, but you guys, like 9 months, like up until the very, oh my gosh, HR would be on my ass. You know, I'd be called a bigot. I'd be called a racist for whatever the HR department deems is, you know, and they're going to side. They're not going to side with me. The HR department will not side with me. I'm either going to have to shut up and duck my head or just take these chances. You know, you got to downgrade. You're going to have to downgrade. You got to go somewhere else, like the rest of America, just not New York, that's going to be more welcoming to you. They're just going to welcome you in and be like, you're welcome here, but leave us alone. And don't vote the way you were voting at the one place. I get it though. Votes don't matter. Okay, I know I got people on here. They're like, votes don't matter. Nothing matters. Nothing freaking matters. Clearly nothing matters. Newsom already had them pockets lined, guys. Those pockets have been lined. You know that they have ties and connections to China, who's making these vaccines for us, right? I'm going to go down these roads right now. I'm just trying to gather up my list here because we got a lot of, and I could say this because I'm Asian-ish. We got a lot of Asians in politics right now. A lot. That's not a racist statement. That's not a bad thing. But if you haven't been paying attention, many of them are just outright pharma supporters. Outright, like anything pharma says. Like if you're not paying attention to that, you like that ish part? Ish, okay? I'm an ish on that. You guys, some people can live without their wallets and ideals. But until prices get so high and you are so badly taxed in a state like that, it's already bad. There's not going to be a millionaire left in these cities. What people don't realize, like this is what I love about living in Vegas too, okay? I'm 4 hours away from this. So if my kids are like, Mom, what's a beach? What's a beach, Mom? What is that? I could be like, let's jump into the car. We're going to drive 4 hours and we're going to go to a shitty beach in California, okay? Because they're all kind of crap. It's almost like, or I'd rather just throw you on a plane and we will go for 2 hours to like one of those, resorts in Mexico with actual, like the water's clearer and warmer and it's not like attacking your feet, like undertows galore. Freaking California, it's like brown, ugly beaches. The only thing good about California beaches is that you can exfoliate your feet there. You're going to feel like your bones have died off, but at least your feet get exfoliation. So that's the good news about living in Vegas, is that I can just throw my family in the car and we can go to these places and actually enjoy these places and then be like, bye, bye, bye places, bye high crazy taxes and all that, and then leave. Like it bothers me enough in California that I got to go here and, you guys, I don't know, I should have a separate highlight for just my grocery trips in California because I always forget the tote bags. So if I'm not buying the plastic because they want to charge me 25 cents for plastic bags, I'm that person that's walking out like, what's that mouse in Cinderella? Gus Gus? Where he's got like just all the shit and I'm like walking to my car with because I'm like, I refuse to give California a dime. And they're like, well, it's actually 25 cents. And I'm going, no. The only time, and this is just the other side of me that is the more cynical side that you guys, only those who know me will get it. So I'm either that person that's carrying out 50 pieces of grocery to their car, like balancing this shit, or I am the person that if somebody behind me in line does the tisk tisk because I forgot my bags, because that's California right now, that if you forget your bag, there's this asshole in line. If they're not directly behind you, they're like another person judging you because you forgot your bag and you're about to buy plastic. And in that case, you know what I do? Because I'm that person. If somebody's snarking behind me, I buy the plastic, and not only that, I tell them to double bag that shit. I'll go, double bag it, triple bag it. That needs an extra. Do it. Just to just them a little bit more. That's just me. That's just me. It's a bad habit. But I can't help it. I can't help it. Oh, California. Okay, so it's a mass exodus right now. People are fleeing. They are setting themselves up everywhere else. And I can make fun of this kind of stuff. I've shared this before. I've helped people. So I can say the things that I say because I know that I'm also not sitting here being like, I've helped 3 families since we've been out here. 3 different families in the 3 years we've been here have lived with us at like almost pennies to just stay with us. One family stayed with us for a year. One stayed with us for 3 months. The other one was like almost 3 months. Stayed with us to just build up, get their jobs that they need to get out here, get it on approval that they've been residents now, they got all of their stuff in line, and then it's easier now for them to get approved to rent anywhere else. It's easier for them to just get approved. I get that. That's hard. Not anybody could just jump to another state and like buy a house or whatever. Like, I get that. I get that most of the people in California are paying disgusting rent. They can prove on paper they're paying disgusting rent, but now if they move to Nevada, they no longer have that job. So, guys, I hear all the excuses all day long. I get it. I get how it works. I have even just told other places of employment. I have told other rental places, yeah, they've been here maybe a little bit longer than they were here. And they were great tenants. Like, I've done that for people because we are in an evil system right now, and evil does not deserve the truth. If you have an extra 10 minutes and you haven't seen my little IGTV on that, it's called Evil Does Not Deserve the Truth, and you should watch it, because especially if you're Christian with this, like, I just don't want to, like, lie, and even a white lie's about, like, you've got, yeah, but, I'm really glad that, like, the midwives in biblical times who didn't like the law of drown all the baby Hebrew boys in the river, I'm glad that some of them didn't follow the law, because it was an evil law to begin with. Like, I don't think that they were sitting back on their deathbeds regretting saving babies and helping others in a time like this. So, yeah. Like the German Christians who during the Holocaust took in the Jewish people and lied about it. They said evil doesn't deserve the truth. So what are you going to do? I'm just like, the system's messed. And if we can help each other, we can help each other. Okay? You just also can't be afraid to ask. Which leads me to my next thing. So every year around spring cleaning, I spring clean the house. I'm doing fall cleaning now. As you guys haven't noticed, we're selling off a lot of our stuff. Okay, we're down to like just the one TV. We got rid of a lot of other things. I'm on the verge. I've literally just, I don't need this, I don't need this, I don't need this. We're like, get out of here, goodbye. But during the spring, when we're doing all the rest of the cleanup stuff, all the Goodwill trips, I like to also go into my social media and just skim through and do a bit of cleanup there. I don't like to be that person that says, okay guys, I'm deleting everybody. Like, if you haven't commented or whatever, then, you know, because for me, it's like, why announce it? Just delete. But today, I announced it. It's just, red pill, clean out these hoes. Okay, it's just, today when I announced it, I purposefully wanted these people to read it because I know of at least 50 to 60 people that are on my friends list who have known me since I was a kid, known me since whatever, middle school, high school, who every now and then I do a test, right? And it's not so much a test, but every now and then I'll be like, cool, I have 500 posts of like vaccines and all these other crazy topics that are controversial. And then I'll throw in a post of like my family, you know, just to give these people the benefit of the doubt that they're maybe just not seeing my posts anymore, that they've been all the shadow banning, whatever. But when I post up a picture of like me out with the kids, you know, and then, or like a new haircut I just got, you know, and then I see likes and comments from people who I haven't heard from in like a year, then I know, oh, okay. So you are seeing all the other posts. You're just comfortable and confident liking and commenting on the posts that are not controversial. So like, I know that they're in existence. That's my point here, okay? It's easy to do. Because I was giving them the benefit of the doubt. So today I said, going through my list on a mass deleting spree of anyone who has been following along but is silent on the issue of medical freedom for all. I typically don't announce when I'm deleting, but in this case, I want you to read this prior, since I know a handful of you sideliners will. I know they're reading this shit because they're obviously seeing my other posts. So I want them to read this before I go and delete, and I'll just do that later tonight. I already know my list, okay? So if you're like, oh, am I on that list? Like, if you're thinking, am I or am I not, then you probably are, actually. Maybe you are. But I was even like on here, I'm like, look, I'm not the shit. There's many other people you could follow for this kind of information. I'm not all that. This is more for protection for me, for protection for my family, and for my sanity. But then I put on there, if you have chosen the side of the oppressor, oh no, you have chosen the side of the oppressor, and I want nothing to do with you. I do not want any association with you. Stay out of my inbox with your, I agree with what you say, but I just can't say anything because of what people will think. Because here's what I think. You're a coward, and you're the last person that I want on my team when and if this shit hits the fan. So get all the practice you need right now, rolling up your sleeves, because those adult mandates are coming. And then hashtag it's been real, hashtag actually I've been real, hashtag you've been fake, hashtag I don't care if we went to middle school together, hashtag you obviously have not matured, hashtag babies are dying, hashtag bye. Bye. Because here's where I'm at right now, you guys. I have never cared about losing friends more than I have cared about losing my rights. Like never, okay? The friends who I have lost, that was all a big blessing in disguise, especially knowing now that they would be the first in line to report my ass, okay? To report my family for the greater good, all right? Everything else that they want to tell me is just an excuse at this point. Once again, babies are dying. Speaking out has allowed me to find my ultimate tribe in life. Like, speaking out has brought people to me. Although if you go on Facebook and you look at the gridlock and you look at my post from years and years ago, you will see that there were crickets on that post. Because I had a girl jump on here who was like, I do post about this stuff, but nobody comments, nobody. That's not what this post is about. It's not that if the post got a lot of interaction, and it's did you put yourself out there and shine light every now and then between pictures of your cat and recipes that you like? Did you shine light on dark evil in this world every now and then? If you did that, then this obviously does not apply to you. It's not about a following, it's not about comments, it's not about likes, it's about, did you grow a pair for social media at the very least? Because if you don't even have the balls to put stuff out there in the comforts of your own home, behind a keyboard, behind a screen, then I don't think I want you on my team when shit hits the fan, honestly. Because have you not noticed things are getting physical? Have you not noticed the threats that are going on online? You don't understand what's happening. You need to start paying freaking attention to what is happening. One side of this game that's a fucked up game, sorry, this is not a igLive for kids, okay? All this crap just passed yesterday. This is not a live for kids. We have to remember we're in a really sick, twisted game right now. We have to start thinking in this way. The rules are not designed for you and me who think this way, okay? The rules are not designed, and even worse, I could break that down a little bit more here. Because some of you might be like, well, that's kind of savage. I feel like that's kind of, actually, it's not, all right? And I was like, if you have the time to leave an excuse on this post or send me a DM or a private message about, putting up these statuses and whatever, like, save your comments, because once again, this is not me being, I don't think I'm all that in this. Once again, you could find whoever the heck else you want to follow, go for it to get this information, all right? Don't explain yourself. If you don't know what to post, take your pick. Take your pick from any other account that has a public account where there's a share button and post that, That's like kind of where I'm getting at right now. You have to be able to look up I just want you guys to see the levels we're on right here. I posted this thing earlier, and cowards like this don't need their names blocked. But this is a very common, this is going to be happening a lot. Now time to send CPS to pick up the anti-vaxxer children and vaccinate them. Not vaccinating children is straight up child abuse. Okay? Look at these people clapping by, you know, they're clapping and they're doing all that stuff on social media because they're so brave on social media. But do you think that like they're not going to be at least like snapping their fingers and clapping in their homes when your kids get taken from you or when your kids get forced vaccinated? These are the same people. Have you even bothered looking up medical kidnapping in this country? Have you bothered looking up the CPS and the corruption that is CPS and our foster system? Have you bothered looking up these actual cases going on in land of the free right now? The majority of these people are being reported on, not by random strangers at the park that find out that your kid is not vaccinated and that's why they don't have 1,000,001 allergies. It's from in-laws. It's from neighbors. It's from friends. They're the ones doing the freaking reporting. They're the ones doing the reporting. Those people you put on your emergency contact list for your kid's school, for your insurance, for when you go to the pediatricians, that shit's being used against you. You think that like you think that they're ever calling these emergency contacts because of like an actual real life emergency? Not freaking really. So what do I put on these? You know, from all of my kids' emergency contacts, I put Liam Neeson. I'm like, look, if I can't get to my kids, you better call up Liam Neeson because he's gonna freaking come and take care of my kids. Just Liam Neeson that shit. Because why? You're gonna act like people have actually put their freaking relatives on emergency contacts that are sitting back at home going, oh my God, like, they're not vaccinating my nephew. They're not vaccinating my grandson. And like, it bothers the frick out of me. And I'm internalizing all this that I almost would bet that that kid would be safer in the hands of freaking CPS than with, you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? And literally, yes, those people. These people like this that think like Aaron Erickson, Aaron. If you think like Aaron right now, that means that you have chosen the side of the oppressor. There are groups. How do you find out who your friends are on Facebook? Like if you're sitting back going, look, I've posted a couple things on medical freedom. I haven't heard anything though. There's some big groups online, okay? Anti-vax groups have been shut down. If you go on Facebook and you type in anti-vaxxer, the World Health Organization is going to pop up, the CDC, all of this freaking stuff's going to pop up because we know they've censored us. Then you're going to see anti-vax hate groups online because anti-vax groups where we were just questioning the safety and efficacy of a product that's being force mandated on everybody, those are not allowed on Facebook. Those aren't allowed anymore. What's allowed are these anti-vax hate groups. So if you have a second, go on your social media, go type in, here's what one of these, there's just one example of what these groups look like, okay? Here's one. This one is called the Anti-Vax Wall of Shame, okay? Just not that many members, but a lot of members. But there's a lot of groups like this. Anti-vaxxers say stupid, ugly shit. Let's mock them. And this group has this many members, like ridicule is the only weapon that can be used against. Okay, so groups like this are allowed on Facebook. Just remember, groups like this are allowed on Facebook. Groups like what we had before where parents were sharing stories of vaccine injury, those aren't allowed on Facebook. So keep in mind what kind of sick, psycho, crazy town world you're living in. If you type in a group like that and you got friends on your Facebook list that have liked pages like this, because if you see what's posted in groups like this and how they insult those same friends that you're so worried about offending, You're so worried about saying the wrong thing. If they're not laughing at you, if your kids get force vaccinated, they're clapping in the background. They don't think that you have the capability to raise kids because it's crazy town once again. And in crazy town, the parents who are avoiding the poison at all costs are the parents that are endangering their children. So you got some work cut out for you. And this is no more of this coddling. There's no more hand holding here. You need to start cleaning up shop. You need to start getting your ducks in a row. Because I even searched this page when somebody sent me what this page was. And I was like, yeah, I know there's a lot of these hate groups. But a follower on here was like, you have 2 mutuals with people that are in these groups. And I was like, oh, really? And then I saw, oh yeah, my gosh, I'm still friends with this person on Facebook. And like, you can't be friends with me on Facebook after everything I've posted and be a part of a group like that, liking posts in a group like that. Like, that is, for me, public enemy 1. You know what I mean? So like, bye-bye. I don't even, how do you care at that point? I'm talking like, this isn't even just, yeah, okay, but that's different. What if it's an in-law? Did you not hear what I just said? They will be the first to report your ass. You don't know what's going on in other people's homes. Siblings are reporting siblings, okay? We live in America. Judge Judy, have you seen an episode of Judge Judy? Brothers suing brothers. Parents suing children. This culture in this society that we're living in right now is there is no freaking culture in this society. There's none. That's why it's such a cluster. There's no culture. There's no semblance anymore of just calling somebody when you have a disagreement with them. It's easier to do the passive aggressive thing by going online and saying something that you hope that person is going to notice, right? In my case, when I see people out in public and they want to play dumb with me, oh, I don't know why we don't talk anymore. I tell them why we don't talk anymore. Oh yeah, it's because you wished ill on my kids, you made all those messed up comments, and that's why we don't talk anymore. Like, it's very awkward. It's, of course, very awkward. And I have indeed had private messages back and forth where I've just called people out before we go through deleting and blocking, where I've been like, I know that this post is directed towards me, whatever. This one, in this instance, I'm doing a favor here by not just tagging these people to begin with, because I know that some of them are reading it. I just know. So that's where society's at right now, you know? Also, it's like, who calls people anymore? Like, when you see your phone ringing, you're going, can't you just text me? Like, if it was an emergency, you would just text. So it's also this, you just got to work with what's in front of you. You got to work with what's in front of you. And you have to notice that these groups exist. And you have to understand what Psychoville land you're in and the rules of how things are played out here. Okay? We live in a time right now, in a place where you have public leaders, okay, in California that, and all of these Democrats in California are the first, if the president, whether you like him or not, whatever, but if he tweets something that is inconsiderate and stupid and whatever, immature, they're the first to call out his tweets, okay? While simultaneously tweeting the kind of idiocy that Lorena was tweeting all day yesterday. The fact that you had your hallways lined with parents who have vaccine injury and you're tweeting that kind of stuff. Like, you are shamelessly posting that kind of stuff. You know why? Because you are playing against a team where the rules have been made for them and not you. Okay? We have to understand that. When you start looking at things like a game, there's this TED Talk that's my brother introduced me to that I watched prior to jumping on the live here. It has to do with the game theory. Have you guys heard of this? Just kind of summarizing this TED Talk. It has to do with the game theory. Every time you enter into a conversation with somebody, there's a goal, right? There are rules. Players can stop playing the conversation game if they want to, but we have to understand that in any given conversation, we have to be aware of what the end goal is, if there's even an end goal out there. So whoever reaches that goal first, okay, in the case of all these bills, let's use these bills as an example. When they go to the floor, they're signed. End of the game. All the middle stuff, the protesting, the whatever, that was like part of the game. But once it's signed and put into law, that game ended. That bill is now in power. There's this infinite game where if you don't, you kind of don't know that you're playing it and you're going to be losing every single time. That gets passed on to the next generation. Players adjust for the rules. Anyways, it's a very interesting theory in how you should approach things in life, okay? With war, there's no rules for engagement, but when thinking about the warring and the protesting and all of that with the vaccines, these liberal agendas, you have to be very careful that you don't find yourself in an infinite game. The other side, which is the pro-vaxxers, okay, I'm going to tell you about what kind of what kind of game we're in right now. The pro-vaxxer side of this game we're playing, if we're playing anti-vax versus pro-vaxxer, anti-poison versus pro-poison, let's call it what it is. The pro-poison types that think that that is magically healthcare, they are the ones setting the rules. It gets worse. The anti-poison side, okay, needs to understand that we are in a finite game. But the problem with this game that we all keep playing right now is that we are not the ones setting the rules. The people who are setting these effed up rules are the people who are working alongside the actual lawmakers, which are literal rule makers, okay? The people playing against us are aligned with these rule setters. Think about this. Please sit back and consider this, because I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer here. Imagine playing soccer and all of the referees are only supporting one team. You have no referee. Our side doesn't have a referee. We have no rule setters on our side. We have other people that agree with us, so we're still a team. You know, we still have this camaraderie. But if the medical freedom side is going to make any significant moves in this effed up game, we're going to need some kind of referee on our side, you know, which many of you who are sitting back not, you know, I don't want to say you're not doing anything, but you're like the first to call out that anybody who's been capable of being somewhat of a referee, somewhat influential, somebody who's at least in the Capitol, who at least can rub elbows with these kind of people, you're the first to call those people controlled opposition and that they're not on, like, it's like, what do you freaking want? We're playing the most effed up game on the planet, you know? So if we're going to make any significant moves in this game, we need some kind of referee, whether you agree with how they live their life or not, away from the medical movement. Somebody who is on some level that is connected to these rule makers. Because we can all agree this game that we're all currently playing, it is not fair. It's not a fair game. The audience also, which are all of these online trolls, okay, get this. Imagine playing in another country. Like we're all a team, soccer, and we go to another country to play. We don't speak the language there. We're also the opposition team. Everybody hates us. Everybody in the stands hates us and is hoping that we lose. The game was kind of rigged. We're not gonna win because people have been paid off. And you know who've been paid off? The referees have been paid off. Like, this is the most messed up game if you think about it, okay? We're playing against teams that have the rules made for them. We have to be able to sit back and grasp this, because the next steps to realistically leading a fair game, where only then your opinions will matter, guys, there's just no fairness in this game that we're all playing right now. Silicon Valley has verbally pledged alongside Google Earth to make it harder for us. Do you see the unfairness? It's not even like this anymore. It's like obviously unfair. They have pledged alongside the lawmakers, okay, alongside all of these people with their pockets, make it harder for us. They've completely masked your freedom. They will sell it to you like you're free, and you're not free. They're going, do you want poison schedule A? Do you want poison schedule B? You have a choice, though. You have choice. It's all poison, but you have choice. And your leaders, okay, are all shameless hypocrites. They're all shameless hypocrites. We've seen this. The number one rule in this game is that the rules are not for the rulers. They don't have to abide by ethics. They don't have to abide by standards. What they have is they have a voice, they have a platform, and they can spew whatever nonsense they want to spew all day long. If your platform is big enough, right, you don't care how accurate you are. That's why you have celebrities that can go on their social media with their 20 million followers and they can say the dumbest, most asinine because the platform is huge and what they're saying doesn't have to be accurate. They get the game. Do you get the game? Because they get the game. It's a sales pitch. It's like if you put out 1,000 ads for your business today, you know you're going to get 1% back. It's not even the best deal, but you know you're going to get 1% back. If 1% is all these people need to stay loved and adored by the public, because you can have 20 million followers, and if you get 500 comments on a post, if you think about it, that's actually not that many comments. Like, you got 11,000 likes, 500 comments, but you have 20 million followers, but they know that that doesn't matter. They know the point is that they still look popular. There's still a lot of attention that they're getting. Like, can you sit with this? Can you sit with this? That's all they need to get reelected and back into power. They just need enough back to get voted back into power. That is the game. Lorena can offend 99% of California parents. All she has to do, though, is go on a crusade a couple weeks or months before the election and jump on the backs of Latinos, which is what she did the last time, go to 1 or 2 gay pride parades and wave her hands and say, I support gay marriage. Yes. I support Latinos. Yes. And she will get the votes. This isn't me sitting back saying I don't support Latinos and I don't support gay marriage. By the way, I'm just saying they freaking know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. That's the game. It has nothing to do with reaching out and having people agree with you. Nothing to do with that. That's why you got AOC still out there, saying dumb shit after dumb shit all day long. You got AOC, like maybe 1 out of 20 things she says, you'll be like, oh, okay, well, that's great that she was highlighting that. But wait a minute, it doesn't deflect from the fact that she's freaking communist in disguise. But people are wondering, how can she continue to post all of this idiocy? But guess what, you guys? If 2 out of 10 people in a room support her, she's going to continue to win because that's the game. Why and how? Why? How is she getting on the... Well, we're helping them too by spreading their crazy messages, right? Because their crazy messages are going to get more of a reach. They're going to reach a bunch of other people out there who are like her, who are like quiet on the sidelines. They're like, well, I kind of do like this communistic crap because I'm done working. Like, I'm really done, like, trying so hard. I got to get to a point in my life where just everything is done for me. And that's unfortunately the populace, which is what I was talking about the other day, where some people got offended when I said the average person needs to be led. The average person needs their hand held. You know, you got a lot of leaders who are sitting back going, why are all these people like following that person? Why are you following this person? Why that guy? That guy sucks. Can't people see that this person is clearly taking advantage of the movement? Can't people see that that person is clearly screwing people and taking advantage? No, because people need to be led. They don't care about corruption at the end of the day. They need their hands held. They need their hands held. This is why I will still make a post. I'll still make a post where I'll be like, look at this bill. And somebody will jump on there and say, can you put a link? And you're going, can you use fucking Google? I'm sorry. Can you? This is why I have people in my inbox who have kids that like downed half a bottle of TRS. This has happened twice. Downed half a bottle of TRS, okay? Not that that's a bad, no, I know no one's overdosed on a zeolite. I know that no one's died off of zeolite. I'm just like, I'll get these messages and I'll see that it said like 5 a.m. And by the time I read the message, it's like 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. the next day. And sometimes just to see who I'm dealing with, I'll type, hey, ... So what happened? And I kid you not. Oh, hey, thanks for getting back to me. What do I do? What do you mean, what do you do? Did you seriously just wait a day and a half for a stranger on the internet to get back to you because your kid downed half a bottle of a Zeo? What? This is the populace. I'm like, oh my God. I'm glad that they didn't down half a bottle of Tylenol. What would you have freaking done? Yeah, well, they seem okay. You know, I just kept them hydrated. Okay, good. You kept them hydrated. They're probably going to have like some really crazy poops, but you know what? Better out than in. That's the average person. People are sitting back going, oh my God, that's so mean. It's not mean. Why is that mean? But you know what's mean if you're me, what's mean is sitting back at home, having children, and not doing the research because you're waiting on the mom in random part of America to get back to your Instagram DM. That's mean. That's mean. I'm going, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. That's happened twice. So I can't sit back now and judge other leaders. I'm not going to do that because just whatever. Are you leading people to the light of that? There's forced poison being offered onto the... Okay, great. This is the madness. This is the game that we're playing right now. These are the people. They know they only need the 1% to get back into office. And many of those who are mass exiting California right now, you're also saying bye. You're saying bye, right, to California. So your vote is no longer going to be for California. Who's going to replace your vote? The 17-year-olds in high school starting next elections that they're going to be politicizing because they just announced that. California is so that they will in the same year come out with all of these studies and articles. Oh my gosh, your brain is only fully formed and mature by the age of 25. But we're going to go ahead and let 17-year-olds vote. Yeah, of course they are. And the 17-year-olds are going to be voting to remove gun rights. And they're going to be voting for all pro-vaccine because you know what they're teaching in these schools, right? We're bringing up a generation of children that are going to get all of the vaccines for all of the sexually transmitted diseases out there because there's hundreds and hundreds right now, like 200 different kinds of gonorrhea because of sexual immorality in this country. But you're the crazy parent if you're like, I'd rather like just teach my kid about like all the pros and cons of being sexually promiscuous versus they're going to look at you and be like, what a bigot. What a bigot. You can't expect that your kid is just not going to have sex with a, like, yeah, but you're telling me I shouldn't even try? You think that I'm that stupid as a parent, that I'm that incompetent as a parent, that I am that much of a moron, that I can't have a conversation like that with my own kid? Yes, their answer is yes. We think you are that stupid. That we need your kid to now just get boosted up with all this stuff because we know that they're not listening to you. We know they're listening to us. That's why when you leave the state, the first thing that comes to your house, right, is registration paper. Register here right now. The new states know, please register here right now. You know why? They had that other bullshit that was happening in California, and I think it's happening in a few other states too, where if you don't re-register in the next state because you're like voting is crap, nobody votes, you know that they're using what you would have voted back then as a vote, right? You know that. Meaning for any people out there that used to vote Democrat, that you did vote for Obama, and now you're like, well, I don't want to vote Democrat, but you just say F voting, F all of it, and you never re-registered. What is the law for that? Somebody on here has to know. They're making it now so that it's like this default, that your vote is going to go as a default vote for that party. They know this. If it gets off voter registry for the other side, they're going to be ready for you on this one. You're just a number to these people anyways. Oh my God. Like, this is the state we're living in right now. You gotta wisen up. I mean, you're kids, right? Who's seen the Dave Chappelle Netflix special, the new one? That was funny. I'm sorry. That was so funny. He went after everybody. He went after the Me Too movement. He went after like the transgenders. He went after, and you know, God, he had some really valid freaking points. Valid points. He wasn't necessarily making fun of them, but he was bringing up stuff that was like, duh. Okay? Because I mean, if you have the time, I think it's Sticks and Stones. I was cracking up, and what made me want to watch it is that, because I don't agree with all his points, but I can laugh at a comedy special. Like, it's a comedy special. We don't have to politicize every single thing. So I can laugh. I can sit back and be like, that was funny. Because he's a comedian, right? Like, we're not, anyway. But what made me want to watch this special is I saw all the reviews on, like, Rotten Tomatoes, and all the critics' reviews gave it, like, 10, 12%. Like, it looked like critics hated it. And that sparked my attention, because then I read the reviews from the populace. They loved it. It was like 99% on the other side, where it was like, yes. So I was like, I'm going to watch this. And he has this bit in there that if you've got a kid that's going to public school right now, you know how devastating this is, that your kid in public school is going through what's called active shooter drills. Where, because we've got this insane society right now where our kids need to now learn what to do in case of a shooter. He makes this very valid point where he's like, if you're sending your kids to these kind of schools and they're going through these drills where they're telling everybody in case that a shooter is here in the school, this is where we're all going to congregate. This is where we're all going to collide and where we're all going to, you're training the freaking would-be shooter. Do you realize this shit? If you're training the kids that are sitting back that might come to school and shoot everybody up, they're going, oh, so they're going to all go to classroom number blank. They're going to all be at this auditorium. Like, and when he said that, I was just like, oh my gosh. I'm just saying. Welcome to crazy land. Crazy land right now. Oh, it's a good thing that everybody knows where to go in case of a shooting and there's schools on lockdown, including the shooter. And which teachers are going to be the ones to go to okay, that's who I got to get first. Like, come on. Psychotown. Psychotown. Anyways, I'm sorry if you were looking to get on this live and get some kind of hope, but you need to start putting your ducks in a row, and you need to stop caring about what these naysayers think, and know that these same naysayers will likely report you first. And that's all I had to say on here for now, because I gotta go eat lunch. And we can chat soon. And also, I love animals, for whoever took the beginning stuff the wrong way. I love animals, okay?